All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another MLB The Show 25 stream here on Twitch. I'm next ShayGGen24, and today we're going to continue on with our grind of the finest mini seasons here for 99 overall, Fernando Tatis Jr. So we've made some good progress. We just got past game 16, so we have about 12 games left. And I think a lot of these games are going to be on the road. Let's see. There actually might be an even number, like 6 games on the road, 6 games at home, that kind of stuff. So, hopefully this will go by quickly. Hopefully. All right. We'll just have to wait and see how it goes. But for now, we should get right into it. So here we go. Ooh, looks like we're going up against Milestone Roy Holland. Oh, nice. A leadoff home run by Corbin Carroll. Oh, no other way to get it off on the right foot. Anyway, hope y'all are having a great Thursday so far.
He's out.
Batting fourth, the first baseman, Nick.
Not really much going on in terms of the world of baseball, at least not that I'm seeing. So, no free agency news, although, let's be honest, we're a week away from Christmas. So, things were...
One ball, one strike.
If things were going to happen, they should have happened the last 2 or 3 weeks. In between Christmas or Thanksgiving and Christmas, that's when things usually pick up. But now that we're getting into holidays, it's very unlikely that we're going to see a lot of movement. So probably look to the new year to see more free agent signings and all that, unless they get it done like within the next couple days.
I got 3 and 2.
Or the next few days, We still got time before Christmas, but, I mean, we're a week away, so... We'll just have to wait and see. Still a lot of great starting pitchers up for the Mets to grab. Oh, and just like that home run Corbin Carroll got us, we just gave it right back. This is why 1 run is usually never enough. Although I want to know how Jimmy Rollins even managed to knock that one out of there. Strike 3, sit down. I don't know if you guys heard, but there was a big jet crash in North Carolina, and the reason I bring this up is because the plane or the jet was registered to a former NASCAR driver, Greg Biffle. And it sounds like there were no survivors. There were multiple people on board. And from multiple reporters that I'm seeing on X and everything, it sounds like Greg Biffle and his family were aboard that aircraft when it crashed. So obviously I want to say thoughts and prayers out to the Biffle family. You know, I watched Biffle growing up. I saw him win a number of races. He was a good driver. He was. You know, never could get the big one, but he was a good driver. He was. And obviously I'm very sorry to hear that him and his family reportedly passed in that plane crash. I mean, you want to know what dominance looked like in the mid 2000s? Roush Racing at that time was part of it. Like
1-1.
They had 2004 Cup champion Kurt Busch. They had 2003 Cup champion Matt Kenseth. They also had Carl Edwards, who was over with the fan base, I think because of his race winning his race winning celebration, which he would get on top of or get on the car and actually do backflips onto the track. And it's like no one had ever done that before, so that was really cool to watch that. And then they also had Mark Martin, who at that time was a NASCAR legend. And then you had Greg Biffle, who, you know, I really do feel like if he raced in this playoff format, I think he could have gotten a Cup championship. But sadly, that's not how it worked in the mid-2000s. But he was definitely part of that Roush Racing stable that just dominated NASCAR, along with Hendrick Motorsports and Joe Gibbs Racing. And DEI. And no, I don't mean diversity, equity, and inclusion. No, I'm talking about Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. So Dale Earnhardt Jr., Michael Waltrip, and Martin Truex Jr. What up, SB Champ? How are you? Don't mind me, I'm just talking about the plane crash in North Carolina that reportedly took the lives of that former NASCAR driver and his family.
Ball 2. 2-2 the count.
It's very sad. You know?
Now batting, third baseman, Matt Chapman. Now pitching, Tanner.
Well, wasn't feeling well last night or this morning, but feel better now. Oh, well, that's good. Jeez, man, you're really not feeling... You're not...
0-1.
I'm a little worried. Are you sure health-wise you're doing okay? Because it seems like every time I talk to you, it just feels like there's a new health scare. Are you doing okay?
No balls, 2 strikes.
I'm just going through Dynasty. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. I want to make sure because, like, you know, I know people can get sick around this time. It just
0-2.
I just want to make sure, you know. Strike 3, sit down.
Nope, outside. Hey! I got 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah! 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hey!
Strike 3, sit down.
Now pitching, Tim Mesa. Now batting, the designated hitter, Ben Rice.
Uh-oh. Looks like we got a little bit of news here for the Mets with Dan Bartels. With the markets for Alex Bregman and Cody Bellinger likely moving out of the Mets' comfort zone, they're gonna. It looks like they're gonna pivot to the Japanese market for offense, and Munetaka Murakami and or Kazuma Okamoto, excuse me, maybe in the Mets' best interest. That's from Dan Bartels.
Wyatt Langford.
I really don't want the Mets to be out on Cody Bellinger. Like, I do want them to make a serious push for him.
Right there, he's out.
Now batting, catcher William Contreras.
Runner. Hey! Safe!
I mean, look, you got to take every single rumor that's out there with a grain of salt because no one knows for sure. But I really do hope that the Mets are not out on Cody Bellinger. Like I said, we're approaching Christmas right now, so gonna be kind of hard for it. Not yeah, it's gonna be kind of hard. Not impossible, but it is gonna be hard for there to be a lot of free agent signings.
Ball, that's out. Ah. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
3 strike 3, sit down.
Batting ninth, the center fielder, Harrison Bader.
Hey! Hey! That's a ball.
Strike 3, sit down. Come on, Logan. Let's wrap this up.
Hey. That's a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count.
Strike 3. Sit down. Woo! Thought maybe there that Jimmy Rollins was going to get on base. He's quick. Gotta be careful. If not for that home run by Rollins, we would have had a complete game shutout. Well, a shutout. Okay, not really a complete game. But still, great performance by Logan Gilbert. Now we'll head to Paul Skeens. Yeah.
Inside ball.
Not going to be a leadoff home run this time. But hey, leadoff double is still pretty good.
Batting second, the center fielder, number 3, Cedon Rafaela.
Sedan? Not sedan?
Runner! Hey!
Well, learn something new every day. Oh yeah, do you see all these trade proposals that are going on for the Mets to acquire Nick Castellanos from the Phillies? I mean, come on, that's... Like, why would the Mets want him?
Baseman, Matt Chapman.
Attaboy Chapman. Oh, I see. I see what the issue is. Dan Bartels is saying that Cody Bellinger might be seeking more than a 6-year term, according to Jeff Passan. So, yeah, maybe the Mets are
Batting fifth, the designated hitter.
the Mets because
Right.
the Mets aren't going to go. They already established that 3 years is not enough, or 3 years is already the. Three years is already the max, like that they want to go.
0-2 is the count.
Nice.
Now pitching, Jordan Romano.
Hey! 0-1's the count.
Okay. Garcia with the freaking... with the home run. Yeah, that's a... No? Good.
Two balls, one strike.
I'm just trying to see if there was any other... I'm just trying to see if there's any other, like... trade scenarios that they're, for Nick Castellanos.
Leading off.
Not that I'm seeing anything here, and I really don't want him, man.
Rollins.
Yeah.
I just thought it was kind of funny that that scenario is popping up. Got him. I agree. Like, he's just a former shell of what he was. Like, why would the Mets want him? Believe me, at one point he was a great hitter. But I don't think that's where he's at anymore. So I don't know why that whole scenario even popped up. I wonder if it was just started by a Phillies fan just to get under the Mets' skin, or if some Mets fan was just screwing around. You know, being because we traded Nimmo and let Diaz and Alonso walk. Strike 3, sit down.
Now pitching. Tanner. Banks.
Where's he at in age? Is he like mid-30s? Hold on, let me pause the game for a minute. Yeah, like 33. And even last year, he had a negative .8 WAR. That's not good. Yeah, I don't get what the whole reason was for that trade, that mock trade even being set up, but it would not be good. I don't think it would be good to bring him in. So hopefully that's all that is. Just a scenario, a funny scenario that some fan put out there.
Nope, that's inside. Runner. Aye. He's safe.
Yeah, so and what good would he do for the Mets in terms of outfield? Really nothing.
Rafaela.
So all he would just be another DH, and it's like we could get a much younger version of Nick Castellanos. I don't think it's that hard to be able to find someone who could be a DH.
Now batting, the first baseman, Nick Kurtz.
Nice, Kurtz. Ooh, that landed right in the aquarium or the sanctuary, whatever they want to call it.
Tim Mesa.
That's pretty cool.
Now batting.
There you go.
Second baseman, Michael Garcia.
I like to think that I'm having a pretty good mini seasons grind myself. I mean, look at all this offense. I swear I did not try to steal your offense from you, SB Champ. I think this team just has a horrible bullpen.
Kerkering.
Hey! 0-1.
I take it the Phillies don't have too many, other than Yohan Duran. It doesn't seem like they have too many flashback relievers that are like diamond rated.
1-0.
At least none that have popped up in this game.
The center fielder, number 3, Cedon Rafaela.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we get too many high elevation stadiums.
Runner.
You know, other than this stadium and Coors Field. It's just a shame this is the only, unless the Whales the Whales are going to be in the postseason. It's unlikely that I'm going to match up against them again, and even then, like you're talking about
0-1's the count.
You're talking about maybe one game. Because if I win 2, then they're going to be on the verge of being swept.
Out.
14 runs before I even get to to throwing with Paul Skeens.
That's a ball.
Strike 3, sit down.
Ball! That pitch is out. I got 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball! That's upstairs.
Strike 3, sit down.
Batting 6, the catcher, JT Real Muto.
Ball! That's upstairs.
I don't know. Maybe Twitch got you, gave you a second chance. Maybe they understood when you didn't come, you had a good reason, and they're cutting you a break.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Attaboy Kurtz.
Now batting, second baseman, Michael Garcia.
Ball.
The batter, the left fielder, Wyatt Langsford. Now pitching, Billy Wagner.
No, you can brag all you want. I mean, it's only mini seasons, so.
One ball, 1 strike.
Yeah. Well, it looks like I may only put up 15 unless I can score more runs, so. Okay, make it 17. Thank you, William Contreras. This is actually good because this is a lot of parallel XP that I'm earning right here. With it being double and everything.
runner, he's going.
Oh, they released the rewards for the new Diamond Quest that they're releasing tomorrow. It's called the Candy Cane one, and it's going to be flashback cards as the epic rewards with Ymir Candelario for the Tigers, his 2021 Finest Flashback card, as well as, what's that, ALCS? Yeah, ALCS, Joneski, John Kensey Noel.
For Liechtenstein, the right fielder, Bobby Abreu.
So that's his 99 overall card from 2024 when he had that massive moonshot against the Yankees.
Yeah.
What up, Poopin? Yep. Recently DFA'd Noel. It's funny how that goes. Sometimes you're a playoff, one day you're a playoff hero, and the next you're being DFA'd like it didn't even matter. Can you specifically state what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Luke Weaver, he signed, I think it was yesterday.
0-1.
It was either yesterday or Tuesday that he signed with the Mets. Reportedly, the Mets may be out on Bellinger because he wants something more than a 6-year deal. Or he wants more than a 6-year deal, and the Mets are capping themselves at a 3-year deal. So, unless Bellinger is going to come off of that, I don't think the Mets are getting him. Which is unfortunate because they really could use him. Oh yeah, I forgot about these rewards. Must have slipped my mind. Who the heck is Tyler Austin? Trey Turner. He used to play for the Yankees in like 2018. I don't remember him. Yeah, not really ringing a bell here. Yeah, that's probably why, SB Champ. So why is that big news? Tyler Austin back in the MLB. Wow, so the Whales are actually in second right now. That's interesting. I mean, Joey Gallo hasn't played in the MLB for quite a while now. Is that going to be big news when if he ever gets back up? Especially since I think he's trying to become a pitcher now.
Ball. Aye. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's a ball. Count's full.
Strike 3, sit down. I don't think I would hold your breath on it, Hoopin. I mean, if this guy is back in the MLB for the first time since 2018, there might be a reason why.
Nope, that's a ball. I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
Or there might be a reason why he was gone for so long.
Aye. 2-2 to count. Aye.
Strike 3, sit down.
Ball. Aye. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down.
Time out. That ball bounced over. Ground roll double.
I am not holding my breath on that, Hoopin. Unless they make a big move. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think 2026 is more of a season of gotta have low expectations. And hope that, either they can continue building up their young prospects, or, they're just waiting in the wings for a top free agent to come along next year. Or next year, 2026. I mean, I feel like the guys to watch out for are going to be Nolan McLean. It's going to be Carson Bench, because I feel like he's going to get a shot at center or left field. And then possibly Brendan Sproat or Jonah Tong, if they get back up. Unless they're already going to be on the MLB roster.
Time, that ball bounced over.
Thing is, I'm not too sold on that idea of having Tong and Sproat start the season at the MLB level. I'd rather see them in AAA. And then, if they perform well and the Mets are struggling like I expect them to, then they can call up Tong and Sproat again and give them another shot,
No.
The Mets didn't have a choice this past year bringing them up. They really didn't have a choice. But if it had been any other circumstances, I would have said that was the dumbest call-up that they could make. Putting those guys in high-pressure situations, never something you want to do to a couple of young pitchers like Tong or Sproat. The other person I keep an eye out for, Jet Williams. I mean, now that he's got center field added to his arsenal, he may actually have a shot. I know I already said Carson Bench for center or left field, but I think it's more practical to put him in left field and have Jet Williams in center when he's ready to be called up. But that's just my opinion.
Timeout. Ground rule double. 2 bases, everybody. Timeout. Ground rule double.
So, we'll see what happens with the Mets. I mean, who knows what could come out of it. Maybe we'll finally learn what these prospects can do, and if these prospects are not ready, well, just send them down. That's about all you can do.
He's safe. Nope. That's inside. That's ball 2.
It'll be interesting, to say the least. lot of different combinations can work for the Mets here, but they got to get it right. Why? Where would we place them? We just got Marcus Semien from the Rangers for Brennan Nimmo. We also just signed Jorge Polanco, who, is expected to play first base, but can also play second. And we still have Jeff McNeil on the roster. So there's nowhere for Bo Bichette. And we know Lindor has the shortstop position locked down. Whether you agree with that or not doesn't really matter. Like, that's his position regardless. Ugh. So really, going after Bo Bichette just makes no sense. Yes, I do. If you're referring to that plane crash that reportedly claimed one of the lives of a former NASCAR driver, I already know about that. Yeah, sorry. I saw that on X because I saw it as a post on Facebook from one of my friends who also watches NASCAR. And I knew the driver. I watched him growing up. Greg Biffle and his family. They must have confirmed that it was indeed him and his family. But, I mean, that was such a fiery explosion.
Now pitching, Tyler Holden.
Yep. Yeah, here, the North Carolina Highway Patrol said that there were 7 fatalities in the plane crash. None of the 7 have been identified, but they believe that Mr. Greg Biffle was one of the deceased occupants. So
0-2 is the count. 1 ball.
I mean, it's sad. He was a big part. I saw him race. He was a good driver. I mean, he just was in he was just in the wrong era. An era that was dominated by Jimmy Johnson, Hendrick Motorsports, Joe Gibbs Racing. I mean, Greg Biffle was a solid driver. Someone who could definitely get you wins, for sure. But, eventually, if you don't win enough,
Counts 1-0.
yeah, as was I. It's very, very sad to hear that. And not only that, you mentioned it. His wife and 2 kids were also claimed in that plane crash. So we're not just talking about the life of a former NASCAR driver, but we're also talking about the lives of a woman and her children, their children, gone. Just like that. It's very, very sad. I mean, the other thing, too, I saw the post from Bubba Wallace that put halos on on a picture of Greg Biffle, his wife, and their 2 kids. So, I think they know. I think they know that it's Biffle. Yes, he did. I forget when his rookie year was, but he definitely drove in at the same time as Dale Earnhardt Jr. did. Yes. Of course. Oh, I know. I believe me. I was not. I was not alive, or I was alive, but I was not into NASCAR when Dale Earnhardt was killed in that crash at Daytona.
We got a ground rule double. 2 bases.
So I did not know of that at the time. But I mean, you could go back and you can watch the crash, so.
Hey. Hey. No
Well,
balls, 2
here's the thing. Here's the thing, Hoopin.
All 1.
Many people, or there are people who say that Dale Earnhardt's life would have been spared had he worn the Hans device. Now, it was not mandatory at that time,
3.
but there were a lot of drivers who were wearing the Hans device because it's supposed to protect your neck. It's supposed to keep it so that when you do have a crash like that, because a crash like that does happen, you know, it keeps your neck from snapping.
That's a ball.
Because when you crash at over 200, or when you crash at nearly 200 miles per hour, yeah, your neck is going to bend a certain way or snap a certain way that should strike 3, sit out. So, but Dale Earnhardt was old-fashioned, I guess, and that's the way that that's what he chose. So, you know, I don't mean to minimize it because after all, there was a lot of good that came out of out of Dale Earnhardt's, or there was a silver lining in the death, because now NASCAR, after that, mandated that all drivers wear the Hans device. And it forced NASCAR to make the cars a lot safer.
Ball one.
So I've seen some nasty wrecks since that, and I could tell you that a lot of the safety measures that NASCAR has implemented has saved some people's lives. Doesn't mean they got away unscathed, but at least they got away with their lives in. I'll never forget the scariest crash I ever witnessed was on February 18th, 2020, when after Ryan Newman flipped onto his roof coming towards the checkered flag, and he got T-boned by a car that was, going over 200 miles. And I mean, it was bad. Like, it was bad. He had to go to the hospital. There was actually some concern he may not make it. So that was a very scary situation. But a lot of the safety measures that NASCAR has implemented probably saved Ryan Newman's life. I did. My dad was a huge Richard Petty fan. He skipped over Kyle because Kyle, no offense to him, but he obviously did not have the career that his father Richard had. But there was a lot of hope around Adam Petty. There was a lot of hope. And unfortunately, that crash, I mean, it's brutal. I remember going to New Hampshire, what was it, 2017, I believe. Or no, it was 2018 or 2019. Yeah, he was young. He was very, very, very young.
0-1.
I don't know if he was wearing a Hans device at the time.
No balls, 2 strikes.
But it was just one of those crashes that I don't, I would say that his death, as well as Dale Earnhardt's death, led to a lot more safety measure implementation by NASCAR.
No balls, 2 strikes. 3. Yeah. 0-1.
Now pitching, Garrett Whitlock.
0-2. Ball, that's outside. Ah. Three.
Strike 3, sit down.
Hey. Nope, outside. Aye. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Aye. All ones the count. Hey. 0-1.
What, the plane crash? Or are you talking about crashes that kill drivers?
3.
Well, unfortunately, it's part of what happens.
Ball, that's outside.
I mean, again, I think we can be assured that the safety measures that NASCAR has implemented since Dale Earnhardt's death have been really instrumental in keeping drivers safe. Not completely, but for the most part, they're safe. I get that, and they do, but I mean, sometimes things happen, or sometimes people make, I don't want to say people, well, sometimes people make errors, sometimes some freak accident happens. As much as we would like to prevent it, the reality is that we can't. It's just part of what happens. Believe me, if there was one singular answer to prevent this stuff from happening, then flying would be completely safe. But that's just not how it works. That doesn't mean it should be a deterrent for anyone who wants to fly. I mean, after all, I would say that that flying now is probably safer than it's ever been. And there will be new ways that we can improve safety, and planes 20 years from now might even be safer than they were today. It's just sometimes it happens, and honestly, Biffle is not the first NASCAR driver to have his life taken after dying in a plane crash. No, it doesn't happen all the time. It just, and honestly, I think we can blame the media for this, because whenever it does happen, there's such fear and anxiety and sadness that surrounds it that people get scared. That may not be the news media's intention to scare people, but that's what happens. Like,
Ball 1, no strike.
so we're creating this mass hysteria
1 ball, 1 strike.
about flying when in reality, I don't think it's not as big of a deal. Like, it is a big deal, yes. But it's not to the point where, there's no way anyone can trust flying. I mean, some people fly every single day. Well, I mean, what we can do is we can elect leaders who are going to hold these manufacturing and airlines companies accountable when stuff like this happens. We can,
0-1.
That's what we can do, and then that way, when accidents like these do happen, we can find out what happened and then move on. Well, not move on, but respond to it. How do we implement stuff that can... How do we implement measures so that something like that plane crash never happens again? Like, that crash between that jet and the military helicopter earlier this year in January, I have a feeling that there are going to be some new measures implemented, like the fact that transponders have to be on a lot more. There's going to be more situations where transponders are going to have to be active. But that's so the jet that's coming in sees the helicopter and doesn't crash into it. Like, that's certainly a way that can make sure a tragedy like that, like earlier this year, never happens again. That is certainly an aspect that can be done, but we also need leaders who are gonna not only hold the military and the airline jet and pilot, I understand that, but that was weather caused, or that was weather related, and that was, or the main cause of that was the weather. The fact that it was so foggy, honestly, no one should have gone up that day. That was just complete error on whoever decided it was okay for them to go up. Oh, but that's the things that can be done. You can elect leaders both at the local, state, and federal level who are going to implement measures so that stuff like that doesn't happen. That's what we can do. We also can make sure that we're up to date in terms of what we can do during a plane emergency. Know what actions we can take in case of an emergency to save our lives. But until we do that, sadly, stuff like this is going to happen. I was on a plane in June when I went to Michigan to Detroit.
One zero.
And honestly, I would argue that driving is just as dangerous as flying. What up, Dodger? How are you? But yet we still drive.
Now pitching. Tyler Fulton.
I mean, train crashes happen quite a bit. Don't forget about the one that happened in East Palestine, Ohio. I don't think anyone died from that incident, but still, like, train crashes happen. Car crashes happen. It doesn't mean that we stop using trains or cars because of crashes, so I don't understand why planes would be any different.
Now pitching. Will Gus.
I mean, at the end of the day, these crashes, yeah, they happen, but I feel like they're rare. They're only amplified because they're on the evening news. So I would say, yeah, us news media, or those of us in the news media, we push this plane crash, yes. Or we push these plane crashes, but, you know, I think we inadvertently cause this fear among the public. I mean, you're more than welcome to do what John Madden did. He just got on a bus and just went from place to place to place whenever he was supposed to broadcast. Like, he refused to fly. So you could certainly do that. Just know that you're probably going to have to plan it well in advance. Especially if you're going to consistently do that. Like, I can tell you, I didn't fly at any point during my MLB road trip or MLB ballpark tour. I just drove. It still was dangerous. Uh-oh. Wow, we got a freeze off in mini seasons. How freaking great is that? A freeze off in mini seasons. Never thought I'd see the day. Sorry, I just need to put something around my left arm. I have my heater going here, and it's blowing on my left arm, and it's causing it to get hot. So This is gonna suck. Not only am I gonna have to take an L, but not gonna be able to gain as much parallel XP, but I'm trapped. Don't have a choice. Sorry, Scooble. On the bright side, I've got 4 road games, so maybe these games will go much quicker than uh, than the ones at home, because I choose to play at La Grasse.
Hey! 0-2 is the count.
Batting second, the center fielder, number 3, Cedon Rafaela.
Bring what up?
He's out.
Batting third, the third baseman, Matt Chapman.
No, it's fine. Hardly anything is off limits here. I mean, there are a few exceptions. Like, I don't like talking politics. I prefer to keep the political talk to a minimum. I also like to keep any kind of hate speech, whether that be anti-Semitism, racism, or anything like that. I'd like to keep that to a minimum as well. In fact, I'd like to not have it at all. But a plane crash that, you know, reportedly included a former NASCAR driver, that's not off topic, or that's not off limits. That's fine.
3-2.
I have no issue talking about that. Strike 3, sit out.
No balls, 2 strikes. That's a ball.
Well, the last that I heard was from the North Carolina State Highway Patrol that said that Mr. Biffle was likely one of the occupants on the plane at the time. So that's the last I heard. I don't know where you're getting your confirmation. You know, I don't want to. I think it's very likely it's him. In fact, I'm willing to say it's almost certainly him. Based on the images I saw from that crash, there's no way anyone who was aboard that plane could have survived.
Ball one.
Very likely, but I mean, that doesn't mean they can't identify them. And this is really just a formality. They do have to
2-2 the count.
notify next of kin. So, but I think we can say with almost some certainty that Greg Biffle and his family were likely killed in that crash.
All one's the count. Hey! 0-2 is the count. Hey!
I don't know if there was a sooner or if there was a tragedy that was much more recent than the one that I'm thinking about, but the one that I'm thinking about right now, this whole plane crash thing, it's making me think back to 2004 in October when members of the Hendrick Motorsports team died in that plane crash. In fact, including the lead engineer, Randy Dorton, Rick Hendrick's son, Ricky, who was a former NASCAR driver himself. In fact, he competed and won a race in the truck series. His brother, Rick Hendrick's brother, John, and John's two daughters.
1-1.
That was one of the more That was one of the most devastating plane crashes that took so many lives. 10 people in total.
Ball one.
But this plane crash with Greg Biffle just makes me think back to that plane crash. As well as the helicopter crash that claimed the life of Davey Allison, who, again, former NASCAR driver, and honestly a rising star in NASCAR. He had won. Did he win the Daytona 500, or was it his? I think he and his father both won the Daytona 500. Because I spoke to Bobby Allison before. I think before he passed, right? Or is Bobby still alive? I thought Bobby passed. Because I remember when it happened. I think, yeah. Now that I think about it, I think Bobby Allison died, like on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day of 2023, 2024. Oh well.
The right fielder, number 7, Corbin.
Yeah, he actually died a lot sooner than or a lot later than I thought. He died, I think it was Cale Yarborough who I was thinking of, but Bobby Allison died on November 9th, 2024.
2-0.
But anyway, his son died in a helicopter crash at, I believe it was Talladega Super Speedway. I don't know what went wrong, but All I could say is that the helicopter crashed and Davey Allison was in it.
0-1's the count.
And then I think Alan Kulwicki, who was the 1992 NASCAR Winston Cup champion, I think he also died in a helicopter crash as well. So,
0-1.
Now pitching, Edwin Diaz.
I mean, the reality is that these things happen. But I don't think it stops any of the NASCAR drivers from wanting from flying.
0-1.
Yeah. Oh, here's my phone.
Batting ninth,
It was just blended in, and I couldn't see it. It was blended in with my blanket because it's black, and my blanket is black, and I just couldn't see it.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down. Let's see. Yeah, 1993. This a plane carrying Alan Kulwicki on April 1st, 1993, crashed at the hold on. Crashed near Blountfield, Tennessee, while on approach to the nearby Tri-Cities Regional Airport. All four people on board, including Alan Kulwicki, 2 executives of his corporate sponsor, Hooters, and the pilot, were killed in that crash. So, oh good, look at that. Got that full moon pack. All right, nice. Let's keep going. Yeah, yeah, that's not coming out till tomorrow. We were actually uh just talking about that earlier. It's Ymir Candelario. He's one of the rewards. It's his flashback from 2021, and then they also have flashback Janet John uh, Noel. If you guys remember Noel from the Cleveland Guardians, his flashback from the ALCS when he had that monster shot, that's also in the that's also that's the other reward.
Batting second, the center fielder, number 3, Cedon Rafaela.
But I'm not touching Diamond Quest until I get at least mini seasons done, because maybe Diamond Quest will be the next thing that I tackle, or it might be Conquest. You know, I really haven't made up my mind. How do I feel about Luke Weaver? If the Mets don't try to turn him into a starter, it could be a solid addition to the bullpen. But I keep hearing these rumors that the Mets may try to make him a starter again. And it's like, no. He found his form as a reliever. Use him as that. Like, don't try another Clay Holmes. Or try to make him into another Clay Holmes. No, just keep it. Remember Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
No balls, 2 strikes. Inside, ball 1.
Believe me, I don't know what the thought process behind that is, but
Inside, ball 2.
I can tell you, watching Clay Holmes last year, towards the end of the season, he was not good. It was actually pretty sad to watch it. Strike 3, sit out. Like I said, remember Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
No balls, 2 strikes. No, inside. Ball, that's off the plate.
Stearns, maybe. That, or he's trying to turn them into a mix of former Yankees and Brewers players. I certainly hope that's not the case. Strike 3, sit down.
Now pitching, Jimmy Garcia.
Ball, that's outside.
Ooh.
Two balls, no strikes.
Attaboy, Ben Rice.
Batting seventh, the left fielder, Wyatt.
Yes, I'm seeing the statement from NASCAR confirming that Greg Biffle was on that plane, so.
Aye. 0-1's the count. Aye.
Batting eighth, the catcher, William Contreras.
Ball. 1-0.
Leading off for the Pinheads, the designated hitter, number 19.
No, that's foul.
Strike 3, sit down.
Batting fifth, the left fielder, Shaw Green.
Aye.
Strike 3, sit down. Oh, wait, I was supposed to take out Logan Gilbert. Whoops. Well, I'm in it now, so.
Aye. 0-1.
Sure, milk is good. Orange juice might be good as well, or some kind of fruit juice that, you know, that gives you all kinds of vitamins and everything. Just try to avoid the sugar. The sugar kind of kills it.
Now pitching, Brendan Little.
One ball, one strike.
You don't like green tea or iced tea? I can agree with you on the green tea, but the iced tea I used to drink when I was younger. I don't remember what brand my dad got, but man, it was the sweetest iced tea ever.
The center fielder, number 3, Cedon Rafaela.
See, I'm trying to cut back on my soda intake, so
Out on the tag.
water is like a healthier alternative for me,
Lower.
especially with that fruit mix.
Ball 1, no
Sweetens it
strikes.
up. Ooh. Yeah, and believe me, it's refreshing having water. Sometimes even having cold water is amazing.
Got him.
Well, you know you could brush your teeth, right? So I just limit myself to 2 cans of soda each day. You know, it's moderation. I only save the soda for when I'm enjoying a meal, and then the rest of the time I'll just drink water with the fruit
Yep, that
mix.
ball went out.
Strike 3, sit down. Okay, alright. You know, look, I'm not saying you absolutely have to drink soda. If you found a healthier alternative, by all means. I respect the people who can actually cut soda out of their diet.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Because I, for the life of me, cannot do that. But I feel like limiting myself to 2 cans of soda a day is a good moderation. You know, it's not cutting it out completely, but it's not drinking 4 or 5 of them a day. No, I understand. Really would like to get this home run derby pack, so I mean, I have 2 more games to get it done, so I don't think there's any pressure. It's just, I guess the sooner that I can get it done, the better. And then I don't have to worry about it. I swear I didn't steal it. Can you provide proof that I stole it? Because last time I checked, we're in America, and the burden of proof is on the prosecution. Innocent until proven guilty. So, and you already said that that you scored like 22 runs at that Wales stadium, crediting it to being a high elevation stadium. So you cannot point to those games and say that it shows that I stole your hitting.
Hike one. 0-1. Hey, ha. 0-2.
Strike 3, sit down.
That's a ball. Hee-haw. 1-1. Ah! 1-2's the count. Ball.
Strike 3, sit down.
That's a ball. Hoo-yah!
Oh no.
Ball. Up.
Leading off for the Wolves, the first baseman, Nick Kurtz.
One and one. Hit! That's a ball. 2-2. Oh. Hit! 0-1.
Oh my gosh. Don't catch that.
Hee-haw!
Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Eugenio Suarez.
No balls.
Damn, if I don't score a run, Tarek Skubal is going to get his second loss. That's not good. 2 consecutive losses with Finest Tarek Skubal? Almost unheard of. Not that the first one was supposed to be a loss, it's just the game glitched out on me.
Ball.
Put me in a freeze-off, even though those were only supposed to happen online. But apparently they can happen offline, too. Strike 3, sit down.
Pitching, Gabe Spire.
Drag 2. 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two. Full count.
Runner.
Yeah! Hey, he beat it up. Ball. Ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Count is full.
Nice. There we go. Talk about coming up clutch.
The shortstop, Dynasty Swanson.
Ball. 1-0.
And Dansby Swanson's going deep.
Now pitching, Matt Brett.
Dang, right in front of the wall. Right on the warning track.
The center fielder, number 3, Cedon Rafaela.
Ball. Drag 2. 0-2. Take ha!
Yeah, that's all right. Didn't want to strike out there, but
Hut! It's 0-1.
I have to get myself out because I don't want to lose the save.
Now pitching.
I was losing it. Don't forget. I was losing it. Oh, you're saying... Oh, you're talking to SB Champ. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to me first. I didn't see the replying to SB Champ. Strike 3, sit out. Maybe you need a better team. Which team are you running with? Strike 3, sit down.
Foul ball. 0-2.
Strike 3, sit down. Ooh, look at that. Matt Chapman. Tier 5 right there. So who's more expensive right now? Wow, someone really bought Brooks Robinson from me. Not only that, someone also bought Aroldis Chapman from me as well. Incredible. Alright, well, now that I don't need to worry about the Home Run Derby pack, I could just do whatever. Oh God, Randy Johnson.
Hey! 0-1. Hee-haw! No balls, 2 strikes. One, two.
Ah. Oh, I forgot to take out Chapman. Ah, crap. That's understandable.
Ball. Ball. Outside. Hit. 2-2.
Batting third, the third baseman, Matt Chapman.
Runner, runner, runner.
No, that's high. Hey. Here, what?
Nice.
That got him. No, hey.
That pitcher bubble wall
The
doesn't
designated hitter, Dan
come back to bite me.
Right.
Infield fly rule in effect.
It's on the outskirts. But whatever.
No, that's out. Hut! 1-1. Ball.
Oh. Well, I guess I better let Paul Skeens pitch an inning
That's a ball.
before I take him out. Just a thought.
Heck what? Outside. That's a ball. That missed. That's a ball. He's up.
There, that's probably the ESPN notification making it
That's
official
ball. That's
that
inside.
that Biffle is dead. I don't mean to say that, in such a nonchalant, no emotions kind of way, but
No, that's outside. Ball.
it's probably what it is.
Yeah!
Unless it's some big signing. We'll see. Yep, there we go. hmm
Hit!
Strike 3, sit out.
Now pitching, Andres Munoz.
One. 0 balls, 1 strike.
Dang, I was kind of hoping that would have gone over the wall. But that's okay.
Batting 8, the catcher, William Contreras.
Ugh.
Ball. Ball up. Hack. 2-1's the count.
Batting 9, the shortstop, Dansby Swanson.
Hey ha! It's 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hiya! 1 and 2's the count.
The right fielder, number 7, Corbin Carroll.
Ball high.
Even with Carroll's 99 speed, he wasn't outrunning that.
Now pitching, Dennis Santana.
0-1. Hack! 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down.
Hey ha! Hit!
Strike 3, sit down.
Hiya! Hey! No balls, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down.
Now pitching, Caleb Ferguson. The batter, the third baseman, Matt Chapman.
Right on the warning track. Oh. All right, Sean Newcomb, it's going to have to be.
Sean Newcomb.
Man's down. Hee-haw! Ball. 2-2. Got in. No, ball. Yeehaw! 1-1. Ball.
Strike 3, sit down. Nice.
Hee-haw! Front shoot. Ball. 2-2.
Good thing no one was on base. Strike 3, sit down. Wow, pushy. Okay. How come there's no Jose Ramirez? Or do I not have him? Maybe I don't have him. Maybe that's why. Oh, right. Yeah, I'm not spending that much for Jose Ramirez. I'll just run with Caminero. 11,500. 325. $12,350. 12,725. What up, Jeter? Yes. Yep. I've already discussed it like twice now in this stream, so I really don't want to talk about it too much else. I know. Yeah, very sad. I watched Greg Biffle growing up. You know. He was a very solid driver. No, I believe me, it is sad. Like I just don't know what else to say about it other than that. Yeah, absolutely. Rest in peace, not just to him, but his family as well as the other three people who were on board. You know, that was a family and three other people killed in that crash. And a week before Christmas, too. Yep. So, believe me, I initially found out through Facebook because I saw one of my friends who's also a NASCAR guy post about it, and I'm like, wait, what? So then I checked it out on Twitter, and that's how I was able to find out, although they didn't say it was him, but it was implied that he was on that aircraft. So it only took NASCAR to confirm it. Strike 3, sit down. But very tragic. And like I said, a week before Christmas. That means people are going to be celebrating, or Hanukkah is even going on. I don't want to assume Greg Biffle's religion or anything like that, but I much imagine that he was Christian. I mean, and I don't know what the other people's religion was on who were on board that flight. Strike 3, sit down. But if they were Christians, I mean, you're talking about losing loved ones a week before Christmas. That's unbelievable. Can't imagine anything worse. Oh gosh. Honest to God, I have no idea. I mean, the Rams' defense is good. Like, the last time the Seahawks faced the Rams, Sam Darnold was intercepted 4 times. So it wasn't a good game. But that was in Los Angeles. Now this game is in Seattle, and that's a different stadium. McVay, or are you talking about the Seahawks coach? And no, I'm not going to get banned for playing at this stadium. Oh. I don't know. I don't know what Aaron Glenn plans to do, but to me, it really doesn't matter at this point. The Jets just need to lose. They need to lose, keep increasing their draft stock, or keeping pace with all the other teams that are trying to lose, and try to make a big trade come draft, come the NFL draft. Well, it's working out for them so far. All it just took was some patience. Now they have a chance to win the division. Well, I'm going to hope that someone puts this back in. But then I'll just find the next stadium. After all, Gamer is the one who suggested this. Gamer is the one who suggested this stadium, so I'm sure he's going to find other stadiums to be able to grind. No, I knew who you were talking about, Frank Gore, the former 49ers running back. Jets could have had Trevor Lawrence if they didn't beat the Rams that year. Instead, we got Zach Wilson. Also, could have had Josh Allen, but nepotism got in the way. Although, let's be honest, would Josh Allen have developed into the QB that he is today under the Jets, or even Trevor Lawrence for that matter? We probably would have already moved on from Trevor. Well, let's hope they get it right by getting Mendoza. That's the first step. And then the second step is to have the patience to allow Mendoza to develop, and maybe he could be a good QB. He doesn't have to be all Patrick Mahomes, but if he could just be, decent, the Jets may have a shot at the playoffs.
Now pitching, Billy Wagner.
Ball one.
Leading off for Liechtenstein, the first baseman, Ryan Howard.
Oh. Suppose it's my turn to pitch.
Hey! No! Inside! Hey! 1 ball, 2 strikes. 3!
Strike 3, sit down.
Ball 1. Hey! 1-1. Hey! 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down.
Hey! 0-1. Hey!
Strike 3, sit down.
Now pitching, David Robertson. Now batting, second baseman, Michael Garcia.
Yeah! 0-1's the count. Ball.
There we go. Get that spammer out of here. Get him out. Get him out of here.
2 balls, no strikes. That's ball 3.
Now pitching, Duran.
0-1. Ball.
I don't know why I keep looking at I don't know why I keep looking at Twitter. I know exactly what I'm gonna find, which is a bunch of tributes to Greg Biffle.
Now batting, second baseman, Michael Garcia.
One zero.
Oh, it's official. Let's have the Jorge Polanco is officially signed with the Mets. Oh no, wait, that happened 2 days ago. What am I talking about?
Aye. 0-1's the
Well,
count.
I thought that was a confirmation.
Now batting, first baseman, Nick Burke.
I thought that might be another out, you know? I want to try and get as much parallel XP as I can.
That's a ball. Ball one, no strike.
Oh, who's messaging me? Oh. Hold on, a coworker is There we go. Alright, so 44 runs is all I can muster.
For the Whales, the right fielder, Bobby Abreu.
No, I don't want to waste a lefty on a game like this, so I think I'm just gonna
Now pitching, Jimmy.
throw in Herget.
Hey! Ball, that's off the plate. Nope, that's off the plate. Ball two.
Didn't really matter. I couldn't even get to the ball before before the run scored.
Hey! 0-1's the count. Hey! 2! No balls, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down.
Ball, that's upstairs. Hey! 1-1. Hey! 0-1. Nope, outside. 3!
Strike 3, sit down. Well, I might as well finish it off with Herget.
Ball 1. Yeah! Hey! 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down. Yeah, that's probably gonna be my last game. I don't really have time for another one. Nick Kurtz is super fractured. Ooh, and we got Chase back. Alright, well, the first thing I'm gonna do is get Nick Kurtz out of there. The only other option is Yandy Diaz. He doesn't have that great of defense, probably even worse than Ben Rice. mean, Grisham would probably be the best option here. Actually, no. Maybe it's Taylor Ward. Ooh, there's Joe Adell or Colson Montgomery. Oh, jeez. You know what? We'll go, I think we'll go Joe Adell. Yeah, I'm not getting as much parallel XP if I were going to 80, but I don't have a choice. This is mini seasons. I don't want to spend forever on these games. I want to just go. What the heck? Oh no, am I getting into a freeze off? Or if I enter the lineup screen, am I gonna enter a freeze off? Let's see. Nope. Okay, that's peculiar. Very interesting. Alright, let me go open that, let me open this new threads pack and then... Alright, let's keep chafing for now. Because we're going to do that. Not that it means anything, because we're only talking like 10,000 XP, but I mean, for a card that really is not worth anything on the marketplace, you know, we might as well. Alright, let's see if I could get another chase pack card. Nope, it's Francisco Lindor. But I'll just sell them anyway. Alright, guys, that's going to do it for me. So thank you to everyone who tuned in. Even if it was only for a moment, I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to follow me here on Twitch and or subscribe. Either one would make me a happy person. If you're watching this on YouTube, I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you like the video and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to know when I go live, you can follow me on X at TTV NextJGGen24. It's my gamer tag that's on the left side of your screen there. So go give me a follow. I'll usually post whenever I go live. You can also turn on notifications here on Twitch. That way Twitch sends you an email every time I start a stream. So overall, we made some good progress in the mini seasons, and we're actually winding down here. If you think about it, we're only 3 games away from the playoffs, and then we're gonna get another 6 games in it. So, you know, we're getting close. We're getting close to wrapping up for Fernando Tatis Jr. We're getting there. So, we'll continue this tomorrow, unless is there a new program coming out? I know there's a new Diamond Quest that's coming out, but they also say that tomorrow is supposed to be a new Captain Blizzard program. So I guess we'll see. If there is a Captain Blizzard program, we'll grind that. If not, we'll go back to mini seasons. So I hope to see you all tomorrow, Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And until then, guys, have a good night.